Greetings. Welcome. What's up, champions from around the world? Welcome to episode 13, Uncommon Men, Uncommon Mondays. Hey guys, my name is Coach Clavon, and I'm so grateful to share a couple minutes with you tonight. Thank you for being on this platform with us. Again, this is our 13th episode. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't, guys, go ahead to Uncommon, Men Global. Maybe many of you are watching this from the YouTube platform. Hey, share the broadcast, right? But subscribe to the channel, like, and leave comments. Hey, same thing if you're watching this on any of our social media outlets, Facebook group, and whatever the case may be. Like the broadcast. Hey, do me a favor, share it, right? Information is power. Let's spread the love, spread the information. Hey guys, leave comments. And so I'm really excited. My partner Dan's should be landing, just flying in from Costa Rica, and he's going to try to jump on and join us. And I'm going to champion the ship and captain the ship this evening for a few moments. And I want to share something with you. A lot of people have asked, what is the Uncommon movement about? And very seldom do we do a deep dive about, what it is to be uncommon, why we started this movement. And, I just really want to be clear because there's a lot of people out there that are looking for something, to be a part of something, especially males from the ages of 16 and above. And I think it's so important that we realize how important it is to have support when it comes to being successful, how important it is to have mentorship when it comes to being successful, how important it is to have a camaraderie of accountability. And every single person that I've ever talked to, every single man, every male that I've ever talked to, the most important thing for them was success. And success on sometimes on your own terms. And success means different things to different people. But I think we all can agree success is the pursuit of a worthy goal. Success is the ability to continue growing, continue chopping down your character defects. Success is really about the ability to identify your purpose and do whatever it takes to live into your purpose. To see the true you, the best version of yourself. And then you have all the specifics, right? Monetary gain, time, freedom, a healthy life, family, whatever the case may be, children, grandchildren, traveling the world, pursuing worthy goals, right? So we're talking about success. And so here at Uncommon, we feel that there's five elements to a movement that can change people's lives. 5 elements. And, we built this movement on these 5 pillars, so to speak, about, success and victory and winning. And when you think about Uncommon, we think about, think, the word, I mean, it's not to be common, it's to be uncommon. And for something to change, you must change. For you to have victory, there must be some type of opportunity involved where you can use it as a vehicle to increase your value and to ultimately win. And so when we look at this thing, we say, wow, to be uncommon, maybe 1%, 1% a very powerful percentage. If you're the 99 are over here and the 1%ers are over there, you better believe the 1%ers know something and are accomplishing things that are far beyond common. So we picked 5 categories to be into the top 1%. And the first category is health and wellness and health and fitness. And what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean to work very hard to get yourself to a point where you have 10% body fat? That would make you 1% of most of the males and men in the country. Just to understand that, what is it to gain the world and get super rich and don't have the physicality, the nutrition, the health? I mean, to sustain your life, to enjoy your life, to relax and enjoy your golden years and the fruits of your labor, and sit back and play with your children and grandchildren. And I mean, come on, your health is your number one concern. We have so many men falling victim of prostate cancers and different cancers and high blood pressure and diabetes and everything that comes with obesity. Um, I'll tell you something. This is the time. It's a spiritual time. It's a health and wellness time. This is the time to figure out, what do I have to do to start eating better? What do I have to do to motivate myself to start exercising more often and more frequently with more discipline? I mean, hey, this is the challenge that I ask myself every single day. And I'm just kind of proud because at the end of the day, there's nothing more important. And if you can fight for it in increments and start seeing incremental change in your life, man, it feels so good. So sometimes you have to realize that, most of the diseases and discomfort that people are experiencing comes from eating so much processed foods. So start there and start to understand the difference between processed food and food that is alive, with live enzymes, and food that has a live, electrical current, with enzymes and good stuff going through your body. Stop eating things that are dead. So that's one of the first things that you can consider is looking at what it is to have a more of a raw diet, more of a whole food diet, maybe 40, hopefully 50, hey, 60% of the time that you eat, right? And then realizing that a lot of times, most of the diseases that cultivate in the body, most of the discomfort also comes from a buildup of plaque and mucus. So you got to be very careful with the dairy products that you consume, right? And it's really, if you can kind of settle down on the starches, the processed starches, you can settle down a little bit on the dairy products. Try to only let maybe 30% of your overall diet be processed, the rest be whole foods and things of that nature, right? And now we're talking about a health shift. Increase the amount of spring water that you're putting into your body, because the body needs a tremendous amount of minerals to operate on a premium level. Minerals, we are mineral based beings, right? And so you want to really, really, really focus on your mineral intake. That is very, very, very important. And then with fitness, it's just activity, whatever works for you, right? But it's the activity that's lacking. So whether you're doing jumping jacks or calisthenics, or you're going down into the gym, whether you have a fitness trainer, remember, if it's 30 minutes of cardio, an hour worth of cardio, lightweight training, walking the steps, walking a couple of miles in the park, walking around the neighborhood, stretching, you'll be shocked that we're really just lacking simple things like spring water, like water. We're lacking just physicality, not just the rigmarole of getting up and going to work, but actual condensed times where you're breaking a sweat, sweating out toxins, building up your cardiovascular health and strength, your heart strength. Yeah, very important, guys. So that's our thing. Our thing is, let's focus on health, wellness. Let's focus on fitness and physical fitness, detoxing, cleansing. That's the uncommon movement. Number two is financial literacy, or what we like to call financial freedom, because, at the end of the day, money is the root of all evil, right? Is that the love of money? I think so, because money cures all things. And a wise man once said, every man should strive to make $1 million. Not so much just for the comfort of that resource, $1 million, right? What it could do for you, your family, your community, whatever the case, but for the person you transform into during that pursuit of becoming a millionaire. It's who you have to become that's so fascinating. How you have to rid yourself of many character defects, and you have to continually grow into the best version of yourself. Often the mindset that grows from that journey is so valuable, right? But we talk about also not just that transformation, but listen, financial literacy to me comes down to what? Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. What an amazing tool, what an amazing reference. Because in this country, it shows you that there's 4 quadrants of earning income. And you don't want to be an employee all your life because you're working 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire on less than 40% of what you can barely live on in the first place. Okay. Now, the thing about being an employee is that, hey, Shout out to everyone who's responsible in paying their bills, right? But ultimately, freedom comes with time freedom. Having the time to do what you want to do when you want to do it, having the time to be at peace and be clear minded is so precious, right? Scott says it makes life easier when you're not just trading your precious time for money. And that's called linear income. And that's what happens when we are just worker bees. And when you graduate from being a worker bee and working 40, 60 hours a week, just so you can still have more month at the end of your money. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You got all these residual bills coming in. Well, now, hey, maybe you graduate and you become you should become self-employed. Well, I've seen it up close and personal on many, many levels. Sometimes when you're self-employed, you just own a job. You own a job. And now you may have a little bit more money coming in, but you still have no time freedom because you're working harder than an employee. So what I'm trying to get at is that the third quadrant is about owning a business, because when you own a business, now we're talking about owning a system. So that's the financial literacy, is owning a system, because you got to have a system if you want to do things big and have extra income over it, where you have reserves, right? Where maybe now you can do something that's residual, where you know you know you tie your income to maybe a subscription. You tie your income to maybe something cooperative, where you're making money off the efforts of others that you work with or serve. You're tying your income to a residual source. It happens all the time, right? In real estate, and obviously in show business, Hollywood, making a hit album, having a great movie out, writing a great book. But in sales, you can find yourself as an entrepreneur where you have built a business that has a system, and that system is so important because success is duplication, right? And so residual income is the most powerful thing, because most of us have residual bills. I mean, think about it. If you have a car note and a rent and a mortgage and utility bills and cable, internet, whatever the case is, those bills are residual. And it's very hard to pay residual bills with an hourly wage. I think we all agree to that. So you got to earn residual income, money that's coming in even when you're not working, to pay your residual bills, because now you have leverage. And leverage is the key to freedom. And I'll tell you something else about residual income. Once you get to the point where your residual income is matching your residual bills, you're pretty much rich, because you got some level of time freedom. And when your residual income surpasses your residual bills, and let's say now you got $3,000 left over every single month, $5,000 left over, now you can do the key thing that employees never do. Now you can do the key thing that self-employed people barely do. You could have money left over to invest. And that's the fourth quadrant. So you really have to own a business and a system to be able to accomplish residual income, and then eventually be able to invest. And investing is the key to what? A diversified financial portfolio, but more importantly, leaving back an inheritance, which is many of our, call to duty, right? Leave back something back for another generation. And so that's very, very, very powerful. We're talking financial literacy as the second component of the uncommon movement. Get rich and give back. Get rich and get free. How many people can you help? How many people can you inspire? But we got to understand how to make our money work for us, and how to live. It's like not how much money you make, it's how much can you keep, right? And so you start to learn about family trust and holding companies and LLCs and all these great things to make sure you pay the adequate amount, but never being overtaxed, right? All these wonderful shelters that happen when you have money left over and you begin to invest in cryptocurrencies and foreign currencies, or whatever the case may be, stocks, and obviously opportunities with real estate, investing your money. So now, once you have that principal and you've invested it, you never spend it. Imagine living off your interest. Imagine living off the money that your money makes. So these are the type of things that come with residual income being the focus. Okay. becoming the focus. So we talked about number one, the power of making your health and your wellness and your fitness top priority. Number two, the importance of a paradigm shift as it pertains to financial literacy. We're talking residual income, doing something once, but getting paid over and over and over again long after that action or that activity is done. And then number three, personal growth and development. And one thing I've noticed is that 13 episodes in, we've had approximately 11 guests. And there is obviously a similarity to a lot of our guests as it pertains to them being uncommon men. Like when we had Scott on the line, it was very easy to see that he was a product of a lot of greatness, but there were mentors there, from father figures to other entrepreneurs in the same space. But listen, at the end of the day, we say success is duplication because you can expedite your journey to success and victory by sometimes being a great copycat, by sometimes finding a mentor who's been there and done that. And they come in all shapes and sizes. Some of your greatest mentors you may have never actually met, but you had some way of studying them and studying their accomplishments, hey, even their shortcomings, and you were empowered by that. I know for me personally, I am definitely a product of mentorship from a mental level, spiritual, business. Everything comes from me sitting at the foot of masters and learning and learning and learning. And so, of course, I love the uh, the Les Browns, right, and the Tony Robbins, and all the different Earl Nightingales, and my guy, I really love Napoleon Hill. And there's so many great mentors in every area of life. I mean, you have mentors, Russell Brunson. You have so many people teaching you how to have success. You have mentors on a spiritual level. Just don't try to do it all on your own. Seek out mentorship. And with the Uncommon Movement, with us using AI technology to be a platform of monetization, really to give an opportunity for all of our comrades around the world. Our business is monetizing AI, and AI stands alone as one of the greatest tutors or mentors you could ever imagine. It really is like a one-stop shop, right? But again, we have platforms like this where we bring people who have earned six figures and seven figures, and they're showing you how to do it. And they all tell you about the type of courage that it takes. All right. They all speak about the type of discipline that it takes and the type of perseverance that it takes. And what does it mean to keep fighting, keep winning, keep getting up after getting knocked down? What type of character does that take? That's what this Uncommon podcast is about, bringing you mentorship, and you seek out mentorship. And, they say when the student is ready to teach your peers. So sometimes you just have to show up. But ask yourself, what are you watching? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Okay. Are you policing your thoughts? Are you guarding your mind? Okay. Are you putting yourself in the right environment to network with other bosses and other people that can inspire you, and other people that may be looking to take you under their wing and show you, hey, this is how I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So please understand the power of not just mentorship, but the idea of personal growth and development. That is the key. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? You got 24 hours in a day. Every day you should be growing to get strong enough to accomplish your goals and dreams, strong enough to have that purpose unfold for you. Okay. So, uncommon. What does it mean to get in the top 1% as it pertains to your health and fitness? What does it mean to get into the top 1%, make $100,000 a month? Hey, maybe $100,000 a year in residual income. How about seven figures? Okay. Would that change your life? Okay. Would that give you and your family more comfort? Would you be able to give more, help more, serve more, right? Invest more, right? Top 1%. And then in your personal growth and development, how valuable do you want to become? What type of value do you want to bring to your community? Get into the top 1% as it pertains to your emotional intelligence and being a critical thinker, being someone who understands that, hey, it says somewhere, I read a book that says you have to be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Hence, an addiction to personal growth and development. Now, those three dynamics are held in place by our fourth pillar, which is a system of accountability. And this is the one that I really love, accountability, because anything you gauge can, you can monitor it, you can help it grow. you know Accountability is everything, guys. And most movements that I've ever been a part of that struggled, most organizations that may have fell apart, it usually happened because there was no real accountability. So everybody has a reason why they're doing something. Everybody has a reason why they are engaged in something. And sometimes that why is what keeps you committed and keeps you driven and keeps you at a sense of urgency. But sometimes through the hard times, right, that why can wither, or you can forget about it, or it can lose its flame. And so when you have a brother that's locked on with you, that's in the trenches with you, that says, hey, listen, I know times may be a little difficult, but this is what you said, and men keep their word. This is why you said you were here. This is why you said you would use this vehicle, for this specific dream and reality hey, come on, I got your back. But let's do what we said we're going to do. Let's write down these goals and let's hold each other accountable until the success is attained. And so that's the key, accountability. And this is why sometimes you need that trainer in the gym with you, because you may not do it for yourself. But if you're being held accountable, you might just kick into another gear. Okay. You might just hear that one thing you need to hear to push you one more day. Okay. And so accountability is everything, guys. It is everything, because there's no place to hide when someone cares about you and they're going to remind you of what your why is. Okay. And so that's beautiful. And so that's the uncommon movement. The fifth pillar is, to me, the culture. The culture, as Dan always says, guys, get rich and give back. So now we're talking about empowering the community on so many different levels. I mean, everything from us going out the other evening and having a wonderful dinner, and just doubling, tripling, the tip of what the waitress would have received, just tripling it, and just seeing the smile on a person's face. You can do things like that collectively, where it doesn't really hurt anyone, but you're helping someone else, and it doesn't always have to be anonymous. There's so much dignity, right, and character in giving anonymously. But in 2024, man, hey, I say you let the world know that you're on a giving mission, because it'll inspire. Everybody's watching everybody now on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. So if you're giving and you're doing special things, I don't think it's anything wrong with documenting it, because there is no arrogance involved. There is no ego. You're not doing it for pride to show off. You're just trying to set in a new paradigm, a new culture. Hey guys, let's have a season. Let's make giving go viral. Let's make, extraordinary, you know, um, just acts of kindness. Let's make that the new wave. And so that's the most important part of the uncommon movement, is get rich and give back, you know? And so this is what we stand for. It's exciting. Um, this podcast and all of our Zoom presentations throughout the weeks, it all alludes to this movement, this campaign that's now happening and sweeping the country by storm. And, we have a global appeal. And at the end of the day, I say to you, the greatest thing about it is that when you have a movement like this and you can frame it as an opportunity, well, you got to have something to make the opportunity tangible. And ours is, what's happening with the revolution of AI technology. So you can't leave that part out, right? AI, our AI product is so powerful and so superior, and it's designed for those who never used AI, or just new beginners, all the way up to people who have been using AI for 2 or 3 years now. and all the microservices that we have. It just puts about 10 different AI applications out there all in one. And it's just phenomenal. And to be able to, again, I think in the next year or two, every functional household in this country, at least, if not globally, will be paying a subscription for AI technology. And so if you can tie your income to a subscription, you're going to win, hence residual income. And if you can build leverage, if you understand the power of team building, having a whole bunch of McDonald's doing the same exact thing, that's how you build riches and you build wealth. So I wanted to jump on here, this evening and just kind of really share which each person that, man, listen, 2024, listen, time ain't waiting for nobody, right? It's already February, okay? And you just gotta, man, you got to make some sacrifices. There are no great rewards without sacrifice, okay? And you have to find the right team, and you got to get poised, and you got to be committed, and you have to listen. If you got to go into a season of selfishness, do it, champions. Because at the end of the day, there's so many people around you that may either be uncomfortable with your success or may have sabotaging ways. We have habitual relationships with loved ones, family member, friends that are holding us back and we don't even realize it. So you better understand the law of detachment, okay? And and get real serious and get really focused about your success and your victory. Because it should happen right now. Not now, but really right now. 2004 is a shifting year, and a lot of people are going to get rich. There's going to be a huge separation between the have and have nots, and nobody's in charge but you. Only the person in the mirror is responsible. I'm going to tell you that. Just remember that, guys. In closing, it doesn't matter who's the president, doesn't matter who's this and who's that, and who's this and who's that. I'm just trying to tell you the truth is that it's the spirit of responsibility is what's overtaking us. You cannot be distracted by social media and politics and global affairs. You should be aware, but there's only one person responsible for your bank account increasing. There's only one person responsible for your relationships becoming more therapeutic. There's only one person responsible for you having such a character and such a glow that people want to follow you. There's only one person, one thing responsible for you getting out of debt and having better financial management and experiences. There's only one person truly responsible for your increase in life, and that's the person in the mirror. So you have to take responsibility every single day. Okay. So I think that's what I want to leave everybody with is this idea of if you feel your adrenaline from New Year's Eve when you made those resolutions is drifting a little bit, put blinders on. Get laser beam with your focus. Turn your goals into a magnificent obsession. Um, you gotta, just eat it, drink it, walk it, talk it, sleep it, live it. And when negativity comes, boop, as the motivational champion Wally Hakeem said, knock it out with positivity. Okay, guys. So stop saying one day. In the words of Mr. Dan Putnam, the CEO of Be Epic, my partner here on the Uncommon Men podcast, instead of saying, hey, one day, just switch it around and say day one. Not tomorrow morning. Let right now be day one. When you log off of social media, whether it's 10 push-ups, whether it's some jumping jacks, whether it's a detox tea, whether it's a book you need to read, okay, whether it's a relationship you need to heal, maybe there's an apology you need to offer, maybe there's a responsibility you need to take. Don't say one day. Let tonight just declare and affirm that this is day one as it pertains to your journey for success and victory. So, with that, guys, again, like and share the Uncommon Men, YouTube page, social media outlets. like, share, subscribe, leave comments, spread the joy, spread the love. And guys, next week we're going to have a phenomenal guest next Monday night. My partner Dan will be back here with me as well. And we're going to continue to bring you uncommon guests and uncommon experiences. And we're not going to stop until we're chilling on the beaches of the world. And we're rich and we're wealthy and we're free, right? So be blessed, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Tonight's podcast is officially over.